Down at that area now there where the relay will end. Ian Thorpe will be the last person to carry the torch there. Let's see if we can talk to Tim Lester there. Tim, how is it going?
See if that one works.
Yes.
Look, we can't hear Tim, but we can certainly see the live shot there that we were just seeing of all those crowds gathering down there. Ian Thorpe will be handed the torch last. He's the last torch bearer. Ron Clark, Olympic legend, of course, who lit the flame in '56 in Melbourne, the cauldron, I should say. He'll hand it to Ian Thorpe, Layla.
So what was the feeling there early this morning? Was everybody ready for anything? It seems that things have sort of carried along on an even keel. What was it like earlier?
There were. Look, the crowds were very strong and very passionate on both sides of the fence, I should say. The Chinese supporters were quite incredible. They bussed in from interstate overnight. They didn't sleep. By the busload they arrived, thousands of them, many students, but also a lot of Chinese families waving enormous China flags in the crowd. Of course, you can imagine when their national anthem was sung at the lighting ceremony, there was a terrific response. So they are very patriotic, very passionate about support. But of course, mixed in amongst them for a little while were the human rights protesters. So the police had to move very quickly, segregate the crowds. In fact, at one stage, Layla, the has got on the loudspeakers here and away, unless the China supporters, the human rights supporters, you not going to work and we're not going to get this underway. But it did calm down. They're all rather loud. They're all rather...
What can we expect from the final stages of the relay? You mentioned that Ian Thorpe is going to run with the torch. What will happen when it finishes? Will we be having speeches, or will everybody simply, head on to other things?
No, there are certainly a whole bunch of speeches, and like there was at the beginning, there's an official ceremony at the end to comment, I think, and I think they will breathe a sigh of relief that it went off as smoothly as it has done so far, or the relay on the road leg of it has done anyway. There'll be some thank yous. The Chinese officials will take the final torch, they'll snuff the flame on it, they'll extinguish it, and then the Olympic flame itself is then held in that canister, that quite ornate canister that we've seen carried around the world. The Chinese will take that away like they did last night to a secret location. That's the last staging point that you're seeing live there now, and you can hear the crowds and see their reaction now. But they'll see that in the little canister. The Chinese officials will take it away. They'll lock it up straight out to the airport, and that official jet that will carrying the flame, the Chinese officials, those pack up and head to for the next leg. 17 legs already. Australia was the 18th, and it's still got a bit to go. Beijing game start later.
Get those live shots, and there's a lot of red flags there. Significantly more numbers of either side?
You betcha. The Chinese way outnumbered the human rights protesters. There's no doubt about that. As I said, mass movement of people, because yesterday afternoon when we were driving around, and we've been here doing some preview stories and coverage, there were some walking around, a few nowhere. There were of them. I think reconciliation now where the torch relay got underway, and about 10,000 of them, 3,000 of the anti-torch relay on the other side of the fence. So way outnumbered. Sides equally passionate, Layla.
I was reading that the security had plans to divert the torch during the